welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I wanted to show you how you can achieve this cine style talking heads sort of vlog look using the Yongnuo 50mm 1.8 lens. Now this is a very cheap budget lens. I think it retails for about 120 quid in the UK here, and it's an autofocus DSM lens. It's currently I've got it on my Fuji X-T4. I've got it set in manual because I didn't want it doing any focus hunting, although the autofocus is pretty good. Now I thought I would show you the video look with this lens because there's so many reviews online utilizing it for stills. I thought it'd be really nice to see how we can use it in a scenario like this. And I've used it in some previous videos, and I'm going to use it as my talking heads lens from now on. So again, as you can see on the camera, I have a VND filter. Now that's pulling back a little bit of the light because I needed to shoot at wide open at f1.8. I'm at a 50th of a second, which is 180-degree shutter because I'm shooting at 25p. My ISO is at 640. I'm shooting in f-log because I need as much dynamic range as possible because we'll be jumping over to DaVinci Reslove on my Mac, and I'll be showing you how to grade it inside Dehancer to give it that sort of cinematic style look. So I think that's all the camera settings. I'll put everything in the description below just so you have some notes from this video and settings on everything I have here. Now, of course, there are other elements you need to set up for a talking heads video like this. And one of the next most important things is sound, obviously. Now I'm using the Shure SM7B, and it's currently my favorite microphone for this style of work. You'll see it a lot on YouTube and sort of vlogs and podcasts, etc. I've routed it through a Zoom H4n and a Cloud Lifter to get the cleanest sound. The Cloud Lifter just boosts the signal just a little bit, and it goes then straight into the mic port on the camera. Again, I'll put all the settings I have that work for me in the description below. You might have yours running differently, but for me, this is how it's run perfectly for numerous videos. So that's my sound setup. Now, moving over to lighting, I have a Amaran 60D with a Smallrig parabolic softbox. Now, again, I'll list all those in the description, but they are pretty cost effective, budget-friendly light modifier and light itself. So I have those on a carbon fiber lighting stand, which packs down really small. So it's, all of this kit packs down super small, so you can have it in a backpack and maybe a roller bag if you wanted to go and film an interview. So again, I'll list my lighting settings in the description so you have notes of those also. What else do we need to go over? So we have our camera settings, we have our mic settings, our sound settings, and our light settings. So of course, then we need to do some color grading on this. And to get that, one last thing actually, a little bit of a secret sauce on this lens is I have actually put a cine bloom on here. Now there's a 1/8 cine bloom on this, and that will just give these little, these are Govee light, where's this one? This side. These light sticks, it will just give them a little bit of bloom, and it also helps soften the skin a little bit more. So obviously this lens has a really beautiful shallow depth of field, and that's what's giving this amazing sort of out of focus bokeh type background. I'm shooting diagonally across my lounge into the kitchen, so it gives it maximum distance and depth, so we have as much sort of range to pull out of focus as much as possible. So between myself and the camera, I'm about 1.5 meters away. I am using a remote release that will help me trigger the camera once it's all set up. So that is pretty much this setup. Let's jump over to DaVinci quickly, and I'll show you the grading inside DaVinci Resolve using Dehancer. So this is some footage I filmed earlier, and I've already gone ahead and created a couple of nodes for this, but let's just go back to the edit pane. And once you've imported your footage, now I take it that you know a little bit about DaVinci Resolve and you can import footage, etc. So one thing I like to do as soon as the footage comes in the edit pane is I will right click on it and I'll go to normalize audio levels. Now inside here, we have the option to normalize audio levels for YouTube. Now that's where I post most of my content, and it will quickly go ahead and level off all the sound based on the requirements by YouTube. So that works for me incredibly well. If you've got any background noises, you can then always go up to the audio setting, audio tab up here, and click on voice isolation. Now this is really good at taking out any background noises or hums, and you can play with this until it eliminates the sound that you have an issue with. There are many other sort of sound, there's dialogue leveler, etc. There's many other things you can go into. You've obviously got Fairlight on here as well, so you can go into sound in way more depth than I'm going into now. Now, jumping back over to the color tab, as I said, I have 2 nodes created. Now, if I turn off this one, you'll see that that's my log footage. So that's how the footage was imported originally. Turn that one back on and turn this one on and off. And you'll see that this has my adjustments on here. So I've gone ahead and just put a little bit of curve in here just to brighten it up. And I can also go in here and just add a little bit more contrast maybe. And then on this node here, this is where I've added Dehancer. Now, if you don't know what Dehancer is, then Dehancer is a film emulation plugin, and it gives you many different film profiles. I'm using Kodak Aerocolor, and that for me gives a really nice skin tone, and it works really well for my requirements. You can go through all the settings and tweak them as you wish, but I highly recommend checking out Dehancer. I do have a discount code. I'll put that in the description below. I think I can give you about 20% off of Dehancer. So look out for that discount code. So inputting the log footage, we would then drop Dehancer onto this node, and then we would go ahead and select, bearing in mind I'm using a Fujifilm X-T4. Currently, the only option I have is XH2S or XT3. Now I went for the XT3 and then selected F-Log. You can go ahead and tweak all these settings, etc., as I said before. And the other thing in here to give it that filmic type look is our film grain. Now film grain is something that you want to have a little play with. So if I come into here, you can see the film grain. If I hold down the mouse wheel, I can drag that around. So let's turn the film grain on and off. And then you can see it there. So that's not actually sensor noise, that's film grain that I've put in. You can go ahead and increase that as you wish. And obviously that film grain will then help sort of soften the skin. So I like to have mine sort of very minimal, like so. And again, that gives it that sort of filmic type look. So really all you have to do then is go ahead and render your footage out and upload it to YouTube or wherever you intend to show your work. So that is it for today's video. I hope you found it interesting. I hope this is going to be one of my first lighting tutorials. I really want to make lots more sort of vlog style lighting tutorials. I've got many different types of lighting, and I thought maybe we could just sort of run through different lighting setups, and I can show you what you can achieve from very cost-effective lighting setups to even more expensive ones. So yeah, this was also, don't forget, this was a look at the Yongnuo 50mm 1.8 lens. I'm really impressed with it. It's a very cheap lens, as I said originally. There is a pro lens in this range, but it's a lot more expensive than this one is. I highly recommend getting it if you are looking to achieve this style of video. So yes, give me a thumbs up if you like today's video, subscribe if you would like, and ring that bell if you'd like to be notified of my future tutorials. I thank you very much for watching today's video, and I'll definitely see you in the next one. Bye for now.